Today is Friday, May 31st, and I'm just wondering about the history of the Stanley Cup, hockey's championship trophy.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
There's been a significant development in your laundry room. Laundry detergent sheets, not dryer sheets, but the same concept. Paper thin, remarkably efficient. Just toss one into your load of clothes and voila! Sparkling clean and smelling great. And as a plus, they're hypoallergenic for those with sensitive skin. Jugs of detergent. Jugs that just wind up in trash heaps. It's easy to get your laundry detergent sheets. Just go to the link in today's podcast episode.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Lord Stanley's Cup is the oldest existing championship trophy to be given to a winning team of a major sport in North America. It was first commissioned in 1892 by Lord Stanley of Preston, the Governor of Canada. He donated it as an award to the best hockey team in Canada. In 1893, that first winner was the Montreal Hockey Club. I know, pretty generic, hey? The Montreal Hockey Club. And since 1926, this has been the prize given to the NHL champion. There are actually 3 Stanley Cups. The first is the original, which is under lock and key in some vault in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The second is what was called the Presentation Cup for those first several years. And the third is the current cup. And you'll notice on top of the current cup, the Stanley Cup, there is an actual copy of the original cup. Let me tell you something. The Stanley Cup is a piece of hardware. This thing is nearly 3 feet high and weighs 34.5 pounds. The tradition is that the winning team drinks champagne out of it. And by the way, these days, that's not hard to get the winning team to do. It was not awarded twice in history. Once because of the Spanish flu epidemic, and the second time in the early 2000s because the lockout ended the season. Montreal has won the Cup 24 times, the most by far of any team ever. But this symbol of Canadian superiority in hockey was last won by a Canadian team when Montreal did it in 1993. The tradition is that the names of the winning team and top executives get carved, engraved on the cup. Whose name is on there the most? Henri Richard, the Rocket, who won it 11 times as a Montreal Canadian. By the way, as will happen in time, there have been some mistakes in the engraving. In 1981, they engraved the champion as the New York Islanders without the first S. And in 1984, the cup went to the Edmonton Oilers, except it was spelled Udmonton on the cup. Oddly, the first Stanley Cup, the sign of a champion hockey team in Canada, was made in Sheffield, England. And even more oddly, Lord Stanley of Preston, the fellow who had the cup commissioned, loved hockey, never saw a championship hockey series. He never got to hand out Lord Stanley's cup, as it were, because before the first hockey championship, Lord Stanley's older brother Edward had died, and thus he got called home to be the Earl of Derby and never got to present a Stanley Cup. This will be number 132, Stanley Cup number 132. And the tradition has grown up that the winning team gets to take the cup and its players each get a day with the cup, sometimes two, and that the team gets to possess it for 100 days. Now, listen, you got to take care of this thing. So the Hockey Hall of Fame sends along a fellow named Phil Pritchard, whose job is to go all over the country with the team and the players from the winning franchise and just make sure they handle the cup correctly. Now, that hasn't always been true. There have been some strange moments. In 1994, Eddie Olchuk of the winning New York Rangers took the cup to Churchill Downs and let the Derby winner go for gin eat out of the Stanley Cup. Over the years, there have been several players who had their babies baptized in the Stanley Cup, and 3 players have allowed their dogs to eat out of the Stanley Cup. It's been brought to military bases. In 2017, it was brought to the war zone in Kandahar, Afghanistan. It's been taken around to several places to improve the spirits of people after tragedies or natural disasters. The Stanley Cup has been dropped, left behind, and temporarily lost. It is the Holy Grail, and hopefully it is Lord Stanley's Cup that the Dallas Stars will be bringing to DFW after this season.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle, and by Star Power, Love Where You Live.
Just Wondering is a production of DSP Media for FanStream Sports. You can find Norm's show along with other great programming at fanstreamsports.com.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, hit follow. And every weekday, a fresh new episode of Just Wondering will be delivered right to you. And if you enjoy this podcast, please share it with a friend. Finally, should you have questions or comments, please share them with us by going to X and our address at Norm's Clubhouse. That's Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. And every day, I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.